Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome again to another live this morning. How are you? And we'll wait a moment or two to say hi to friends. And here we go. Okay, who is going to be number one today to lay down their name on our scroll? Okay, Brahim, you're number one. Kevin, good morning. Rosa, good morning. Andrea, Niagara Falls. Mike from Norland. All our dear friends. Mary, good morning. And Nick from our staff. Wendy, Markham, good morning. Micheline, bonjour. Francis Marie. And Rhonda, good morning. Carrie, Nebraska. Mary Jane, Connecticut. Bill, it's like I know all of you. Jordan, good morning. In Oklahoma. Fran, Orangeville. Diane, Ottawa. Jeanette from our staff here in Sudbury. And bonjour, Jeanette. And how are you, Moncton? Deb from Timmins. Jerry, good morning. And Tammy, how are you? And Kathy in Sarasota, Florida. Barbara, Kansas. And Renee, Newfoundland. Zian, good morning. Sue, good morning. Annette, good morning. Or should I say bonjour? David, Barry. Annette from Nouveau-Brunswick. Chantal, Ottawa. And Val, Gaspé, Quebec. Hello, Gaspé, Quebec. Luella, good morning. And Louise from Sudbury. Micheline. And hope you continued yesterday to deliver a little bit. Linda. BC. Karen. Lorraine. Minus 36 in northern BC. Holy moly. Alicia, North Bay. Karen, Winnipeg. What's it like in Winnipeg? Deborah. Texas. Teresa. Doc McEwen, our dear friend in West Tennessee. Sharon, how are you? And Yolande. Julie, Bowmanville. And Carol, Newfoundland. Maggie, how are you? Florida. Wanda, Quebec. Gertie, good morning from Burlington. And Nellie, you guys, we love you guys. I haven't told you that lately, have I? Linda, Costa Rica, 27 degrees. Wow. Debbie, St. Jacobs. Barbara, Linda, St. Jude, Quebec. Dale, good morning. I don't want to miss anybody, but I guess I'm going to have to. Vera, Helga. Okay, maybe we'll get back to that liver a little bit. I got a hi, Vicky from Georgia. Minus 35, Maryland says, in Edmonton. Oh, that's cold, man. That's cold. And good morning, Som Machai. How are you? Now, before we get back into the liver, yesterday we talked about that liver, didn't we? And talked about holiday eating. And, it's the time of the year. But maybe we'll get back to that. But I got to bring you some news. It's bad news on seed oils. This study came out, well, I read it yesterday, so it's brand new, hot off the presses. Seed oils, okay? So when I talk about seed oils, let me give you a little list here. I wrote them down. And they're ugly. What would you put at the top of that list? Margarine? Canola oil? Soybean? To me, that's the worst one, but corn oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, grapeseed oil. Okay? Ugly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The dirty 7. Ugly, ugly, ugly. And the research, 2 studies, new studies, on seed oils, those oils, how bad they are for you. And here's one of the studies. It's not pretty, guys. Okay, it's not pretty. It talks about bad news on seed oils. I'm reading the headlines. They remain in your tissue up to 6 years. Now, I'm going to show you a way to detox those seed oils out of your body. But this study says they can remain in your body for up to 6 years, those oils. Now, you and I have discussed these oils in deep, deep length over the years. And the reason is because they're mischaracterized in a sense that people don't even understand the significance and what they do to your body. Okay? Most people, you go in the middle aisles of your grocery store and almost everything there is processed. And they have to process it with seed oils, these type of oils. And they last forever. The problem in the human body, they'll last on your shelf forever, but in your body, you can't even detox them. According to the study, it takes 6 years at least. Here's the problem, and here's where these toxins lie. And this is how I'm going to connect yesterday's program with today's. Okay? When you have adipose tissue, when you have fat, okay? Now everybody has some fat. But when you have fatty tissue and a lot of it, you know what fat does? Okay, so you know me, I'm a visual guy. Here I go again, visual, visual, visual. I'm going to bring out 5 pounds. 5 pounds. You see it here. Ugly, isn't it? 5 pounds of fat. Now, 5 pounds of muscle is about this big. The size of your fist. 5 pounds of fat is huge. Now, a couple of things about fat before we get back to our study. Okay? So for those folks listening on a podcast, I've got literally a 5-pound fat ball in my hands. And it is about a foot long, would you agree? And about 6 inches wide. And it's ugly. Okay? Nothing pretty about it. So when someone, first of all, when someone tells you that they've lost 5 pounds and they're upset because they wanted more, look what they lost. Look what they lost. Unreal. But they lose a lot more than that, because in this fatty tissue that you're looking at, okay, this is a magnet. This is a magnet inside a person's body for toxins. It's a magnet. Heavy metals, plastics, you name it. This is a magnet for toxins. And what they're showing is this is a magnet for seed oils, margarine, Soy oil. Canada's gift to the world, canola oil, canned oil, Canada oil. It's a seed oil. It's highly processed. It was meant for your car, not for your body. And this study says that toxin can sit in your fat tissue for up to 6 years. Isn't that incredible? And of course, remember now, we talked about this yesterday. Your body has an amazing capacity to store fat. If you insist on eating carbs, it's going to be a double whammo. We talked about sugar, and sugar can't stay in the bloodstream. The body must process it. You're either going to use it as energy immediately, or it's going to be stored. That's just the way it is. It cannot park in the bloodstream. So when people, they don't even realize it. They go to a fast food restaurant. They order chicken fingers and fries. Okay? The problem with chicken fingers and fries, well, Doc, chicken fingers has got protein. Yeah, I know, but it's cooked in the wrong oil. It's cooked in the wrong oil. And then they recook it and use that oil again and again and again and again. So you're getting a toxic oil that will stay in your fat tissue for 6 years. It's terrible. It's poison. And we just shrug our shoulders a little bit because it's so prevalent. It's everywhere. Where are you going to go to get away from it? And this is why I try and educate, to tell you as an individual, be careful of those oils. They are extremely toxic. And your body can't even get rid of them. Especially if you have adipose tissue. No. And then if you eat this stuff, you eat this oils, not only toxins, okay, not only are they toxic and they stay in your tissue, they also, they're very inflammatory. What people don't realize either is that kind of oil gives you omega-6. Okay? Oh, Doc, that must be good. No, because what your body thrives on is omega-3 and a little bit of omega-6. You'd get some omega-6 from the plant kingdom. But the problem with these oils, they give you omega-6 plus. When you look at people today, use your eyeballs. Go to the mall, Christmas shopping. Okay? I'm sending you to the mall, but I want you to use your observational gifts, meaning use your eyeballs and have a look at people. I was reading, let me read you the stat, okay? Because I read it yesterday and I wrote it down. Where is it? Okay. I wrote it down here. Oh, on obesity. Hold on. Crazy. Where did I write it? Now I'm mad at myself because I can't find it. Oh, I talked yesterday about fructose. No, the percentage. I just wrote it. Oh, anyway, here it is. Here it is. In 1970, less than 10% of the population was obese. Less than 10. By the 1980s, it was 13%. Now listen to this. We're at 50% in 2022. Plus, okay, 50% obese. In men, 80% of men in North America, listen to what I'm going to say, is overweight. Maybe not characterized as obese, 50% of them are. And in ladies, it's just a little bit less. Somewhere around 70% of the population is obese. Now, guys, let me just tell you what that means. When you're overweight or obese, you have obviously a lot of this, right? Like, it's not because you got lots of muscle for people. They have a lot of fat. By the way, nothing, almost nothing, is as good for you as muscle. Metabolically. Because your body will use those muscle bins to store glycogen. But if you don't have muscle, see, people, what they do is they store in here. They store fat in fat. And when your body runs out of fat, it makes more. Even a skinny person, because they don't have x-rays to go through and look, they got a lot of fat around their organs and they don't even know it, and they can be skinny as a rake. So that kind of fat, what it does, it gives off inflammation. Because it's high in omega-6. Your body needs omega-3 fatty acid. And when that ratio gets out of whack, people are almost 20, 30 to 1 ratio. Omega-6 to omega-3. Plus, that omega-6 is being stored in their fat, and it's giving off more and more and more toxic inflammation that destroys blood vessels, destroys tissue, destroys organs. The study is incredible when you think of it. It can stay in your body up to 6 years. What do you do with that? Now, let me give you some good news. Okay? Now, maybe not. Wait, before I got to give you I just got to give you one more part of this omega-6. Okay? Listen to this. Okay? Listen to this when it comes to seed oils. So you got the list? From margarine, canola, soy, those are the top 3 that are used. You go to, where was it? Somebody told me that they were sort of boasting. One of these fast food places was boasting that they used peanut oil. That's highly synthetic. Meant for your car. The human body don't know what to do with it. If people have margarine, oh, Dr. Martin, there's no cholesterol in margarine. Yeah, but there's a lot of inflammation in margarine and a lot of toxicity, and it's going to sit in your fat tissue for 6 years. But I didn't even tell you the worst of it. I didn't tell you the worst of it. Because on the heels of this study, was another study on seed oils. And listen to this. A typical meal of fish and chips, or, like I said, chicken nuggets and chips and fries. Fries. They say chips. Fries. I guess you can get chips. Contain, listen to this, 100 to 200 times toxic aldehydes, 100 to 200 times more toxic aldehydes than the daily limit recommended by the World Health Organization. 100 to 200 times more toxic aldehydes. Now, I got to tell you about aldehydes. Okay? I'm going to bring you back to smokers. When a smoker gets lung cancer, what is the byproduct of smoking and lung cancer? What causes when people smoke? What's in the smoke? What's in the tobacco that made lung cancer, and still today is the #1 cancer, death-causing cancer in the world? Did you know that? It's lung cancer. Okay? And what is the toxin? It's aldehydes. Now, what's the new smoking? Chicken nuggets and French fries cooked in the wrong oil. The middle aisles of your grocery store cooked in the wrong oil. Instead of using butter and instead of using lard like they used to, they cook it in the wrong oil, from cookies to crackers to you name it. And the byproduct of that is aldehydes. Aldehydes, smoking, aldehydes, eating from the wrong food, my friend. And this is why today, even though, I would say, would you not agree with me that most people got the memo about smoking? Well, they got the memo, whether that they actually listened or not. But let's face it, smoking is way down. It's the one thing I agree with the government, okay? Like when they yelled out, "Don't smoke," I was 100%. Absolutely. The first thing they've ever done, really prevention-wise, stop smoking. And they put, cancer on the cigarette packages. I agree, 100%. Plus, they tax the living life out of cigarettes. I agree with that. What do they call it? A sin tax? It kills you. There's not a doctor in the universe that doesn't agree with that has an actual medical license. Yeah, we all agree with that. Smoking, that's no good for you. People used to say, "Doc, how come you're not talking to me about smoking?" And I said, "Are you going to listen?" And they look at me like, well, I haven't listened to anybody yet. I said, "Well, what do you want me to tell you? You already know it ain't no good for you. Do I got to tell you that?" I went to watch my grandson playing hockey the other night. And I come out of the arena like it's 20 below zero and lined up people, because they can't smoke indoors in the arena, so they're outside. It's 20 below, but nothing discourages them, I guess. Now, look, if you don't believe that's an addiction, I don't know what to tell you. But guys, people got the memo on that. Right? People got the memo on that, but here we are in 2022 and at the end of it. And I'm bringing you research on toxic seed oils. And there's no big warning on the box. There's no big warning at the restaurants. And they sell these oils in the grocery store. And, I had a lady telling me the other day, said, well, it's cheaper than olive oil. Yeah, I know. It may be cheaper, but I would never cook with that stuff. If you're buying that oil in a grocery store, bring it home and do an oil change in your car. It's cheaper than the oil. I don't know, is it? I don't know anything about cars, okay? No, but guys, listen. Aldehydes. Imagine. 100 to 200 times the amount recommended, the daily amount in one meal at McDonald's or Wendy's or you name it. It's the oil they cook in. And the human body is incredible, isn't it? It's not like we die immediately, but why would lung cancer, even though people who got the memo on smoking, why do we have so much, why is lung cancer still, you know how many times I've heard this? I don't know why that person died of lung cancer, because, doc, they didn't smoke and nobody smoked around them. Omega-6, oils. Who knew? Nobody tells them. Nobody warns them. There ought to be like a warning on those oils. We're using toxic oil to cook our French fries. Right on the menu. As you come in and you look up in the wall. I'll go to McDonald's for the coffee. I love coffee. Okay. I like McDonald's coffee. I do. It's not all bad, No, but seriously, guys, think about this. These studies come out and they get buried. These toxins stay in your bloodstream for 6 years. What a wonderful reason to do the reset, guys. Because that's what I was going to tell you. Here I am near the end of my podcast, and I haven't even told you the good news. I haven't told you the good news. How do you get rid of aldehydes? How do you get rid of that inflammation? How do you get rid of all the toxins that sit in the adipose tissue? How do you get rid of it? How do you empty it? And people don't, because they're so used to the scale. They run their lives on the scale. Doc, I'm so disappointed. I've only lost 5 pounds on the reset. Well, I'm going to tell you what you did. You lost 5 pounds of fat. And you got rid of 6 years of aldehydes. Gonzo. Plus, that's not all the good news. That's part of the good news. So when you and I join our forces on January 1st or 2nd, I think the Monday's the 2nd. When we join forces in our New Year's resolution to get healthier, it's every day for us, isn't it? But no, let's face it. Lots of us are going to join, and we're going to pump each other's tires up. And I'm going to remind you that for every 5 pounds you lose, look at the size of it. And remember, this is a fat trap, a magnet for toxins, for aldehydes. And we're going to get rid of it. Holy moly, what is that going to do for our preventing cancer? Think about it, guys. We're going to do it together. We're going to get rid of those aldehydes. You might never even know what that word was. It's the same thing that causes cancer when people smoke. We're going to get rid of those things. We're not going to get any of those seed oils in our body. And then, let me say something else, because I'm going to bring it back to yesterday. I feel like singing. Yesterday. They don't let me sing, but let me bring out another thing. Here's what we're going to do. When you and I do the reset, think of the benefits. But now I'm pointing to liver. And look what I got here. See the yellow? See the yellow brick road? See that in the liver, guys? I know when you're listening to this on a podcast, visualize yellow, fat in the liver. See it? See it? We're going to get rid of that. In 6 days, we're getting rid of this. We're going to get rid of the fat in the liver. What will that do? Well, that's going to be very beneficial to you. Not only are you getting rid of aldehydes, when you empty your liver, one of the biggest things your liver does, it produces glutathione. What? What's glutathione, Doc? It's Velcro that goes through your bloodstream looking for toxins. So when we empty this organ, and we will together, when we empty that organ, don't only think about weight loss. Let's think together about fat loss. And we're going to empty this fat out of the liver. And we're going to do it together. And we're going to get rid of the magnet for toxicity like aldehydes. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't it encouraging that you have the answer to a detox? That you don't have to wait 6 years for it to leave your body? Why do you think I'm so excited all the time? Because I read these studies and they blow me away. They start off by discouraging me and watching how the world operates, and it bothers me. And then I think, okay, but I'm not being duped by that. I'm not going to get discouraged long-term over that study. I feel sorry for people that don't understand it or whatever, but I am going to preach it from the rooftops that we do not have to live with those toxins. We can do something about it. We can get rid of aldehydes. You. That's why I'm always talking about take charge of your own health. Do it to yourself first, and then become a little evangelist for others. Okay? Got the memo? I tell you, when I read that study yesterday, I just about fell over. Are you kidding me? This stuff stays in the body 6 years? And then right on its heels, I get a new study on aldehydes, and there's 100 to 200 times more of them in one little fast food meal than is supposed to be recommended by the World Health Organization. Why aren't they screaming at the top of their lungs? Well, don't hold your breath, guys. Don't hold your breath. Okay. Okay, breathe. Okay. Guys. Okay, I'm finishing out the week. Now, next week, between Christmas and New Year's, I don't know what my schedule will be yet. Okay? To be determined. Okay? Well, we'll try and give you some heads up. Okay, guys. Now, spread the news. This is important information. Let everybody know. Let your friends know. Tell them to listen to the podcast, the Doctor Is In podcast. And, or they can rewatch this live, share it. Facebook. Okay, guys, we love you dearly. We'll talk to you soon.